Hello, everyone here. Oh, there we go. We got the Americana. I'm streaming for the Americana. It's not late, it's early for the people living in the dark side of the earth. Hello. Why do I say the dark side of the earth? Simple, because it's daylight here and in Americana land it's probably night. How do you people live like this in the darkness? Something that I don't really understand. Hello, Tovaras Sarah and Alphonse. Don't PPP at me, Alphonse. Watch your language. We don't PPP here. No PPP. Oh, Amakuno, how's it going? Yes, hello world. Patricia. I got another lady. My god, the women in my chat are multiplying. I got the Patricia now. I used to know a Patricia. She was a very tiny lady. And she imprinted on me and was following me around in high school. Would have been nice, but I had a girlfriend at the time and she was very jealous. Didn't really appreciate Patricia. But, so it's all good, you know? It's really weird. Like, I don't know if this is a thing that happens to other people, but when I was a young lad, I had a difficulty in interacting with the members of the fairer sex. I know it's sharing time. I'm sharing you a story. Patricia brought it up. But I used to have difficulty in talking to women, right? And I was very awkward. I didn't know how to start a conversation or carry a conversation for that matter. It was very difficult. However, eventually I managed to get a girlfriend. And when I had a girlfriend, all of a sudden all the ladies wanted to talk to me. And it's like, God damn it, why? And I could have kept them away. Like I needed a stick. You know, a 5-foot stick just to social distance myself from them. It's like, go away. Leave me alone. I have a girlfriend. And, you know, at one point, the girlfriend eventually started pissing me off. And I did what any young man would do. I like, hey, you know what? I got options. I got options, lady. I don't need you in my life. So I broke up with her. Because I'm thinking like, well, there's a lot of women that give me a lot of attention anyway. The moment I broke up with her, it's almost like they knew. It's almost like they were self-aware, like they had the Bluetooth in the vagina and the signal went out. The hive mind was aware. So the next day, I start talking with the ladies that talk to me. No one wanted to talk to me again. And it's like, how the fuck is this happening? So then I'm into forever alone zone, right? Yet again, I'm back from square one. Until many months later, I get another girlfriend. And then all the women talk to me again. And I'm like, God fucking damn it. I'm fucking real. This is not happening. So I'm curious, is it like just a me thing? Like, is it just like something that happened to me? Or is it something that happened to other people? It's a cosmic test, isn't it? They were eldritch horrors messing with me. They were acting in unison. It was a cooperative... They were co-oping. It's like when you're being invaded in Elden Ring, right? They were co-oping with each other. I can't find any other explanation. That woman that then went on to be the CEO of YouTube. Oh, I wish. Because still, I'm in a good relationship with her. You know, like when you end a relationship, you need to leave a little bit room open. You usually need to make it seem like it's their fault you broke up. You just wait until they have an argument, they complain about something with you, and you're like, oh, well, if you feel that way. Yeah, the fruit of the forbidden tree. But they don't even know. Like, not all of them knew that I had a girlfriend. It's so weird. It's like getting added by women on Facebook. Like, that doesn't happen. Right? But the moment you have a girlfriend, like, everyone adds you. And I'm like, why? Why is this a thing? I'm the one that has to add people. They add you, they start talking to you, they like your pictures, and you start asking questions. And you don't even put it on Facebook that you're in a relationship. Like, they don't know. But all of a sudden, it just happens. I'm like, just go away, lady. Leave me alone. I can't breathe. I can't breathe, woman. Maybe I should stop with that expression before it gets problematic. I just realized what I have said. But, yes, the lady police. It's a thing. Yeah, they know. Like, honestly, the theory that they have a Bluetooth in their vagina is more and more possible. I do think that's the case. Because the message is being sent. Probably, if they don't have a Bluetooth in the vagina, they have something else that works like the fire of Gondor. It's like, they light the signal fire, and then they tell the next woman and the next, and it grows exponentially until they all know. Amak, I keep taking your lunch money. Are you going on a diet? Every time you come on my stream, you give me your lunch money. Which is not enough to buy a burger in Romania, but it's very appreciative. You know, it's a burger for the soul. Like, my soul feels for you, because if you have that little amount of cash for lunch, I'm wondering, how thin are you? Probably look like a guy who hasn't eaten in days, because the government keeps him indoors, secret and safe. Anyway, people found out about me through Discord. Nonsense. Discord wasn't even a thing back then. Back then it was IRC. You're speaking to me about things that don't happen? I mean, I don't know. Maybe you have different lived experiences than me. But did you not notice this? Like, when you have a girlfriend, don't you have other women hitting on you? The food is cheap there. Oh, let's wait a while. Like, if Amakuno keeps giving me his lunch money, I'm going to be filthy rich in give or take 10 months. When the food shortages come in from Ukraine and from Russia, you know, they're nations that export food around the world. And when they stop exporting, because I don't think Ukrainians can farm very well now with all the peasants stealing tanks and whatnot, you're going to have food prices going up. And then when Amak is going to give me his lunch money, I'm going to be rich. Can you guys start your own Discord? I mean, that's what happened last time, but it wasn't moderated. I would have to start a new Discord, but it would have to have moderation now if I want to do it. I guess I'll have to talk with Discord. Yeah, I don't know. Like, a lot of people want to. I don't want to, but whatever. I'll think about it. Who is the guy in the thumbnail? A charismatic individual who doesn't touch grass, which is something that I want to talk. I have made a video about this, but it doesn't seem that people are willing to relent. I hate, absolutely hate with a capital H, so hard that I think the ADL is going to make a page about me. Like, I hate the fact that everyone is playing that fucking game. There is no more streams that I can watch. Literally, all the HoloLive chicas, all the HoloLive anime girls are playing Elden Ring. Who am I supposed to watch now? It's not that it's a bad game, I get it, but like literally everyone and their mother is playing Elden Ring. Play something else, for the love of God. It's getting to the point that I would even watch Telltale games, I would even watch someone play that, than to play Elden Ring. The moment I go onto the VTuber bandwagon and I start watching VTubers, everyone plays Elden Ring. Stop it. Stop touching the fucking grass. Go outside if you want to touch the grass. Stop it. Even that Star Wars girl is playing, which I thought is cute at the beginning. But I talked to her. I talked to Anna. The reason I can't watch her stream is because whenever someone subscribes, you get a picture of Luke and an annoying music. And people subscribe all the time. So I asked her, like, can you please make Luke appear in a corner? Because it just interrupts the game. I can't watch the stream. So hopefully she's going to have that fix. I'm going to watch her play Elden Ring. You know what I feel like doing? Watch someone play Elden Ring. And I'm in a conversation with other YouTubers. I'm in a DM with other YouTubers. Do you know what they talk about? Can you guess? Can you fucking guess what they're talking about? Elden Ring. It's like it's the Ukraine conflict of the video gaming world. Whenever I turn off the news, people talk about Ukraine. When I go to unwind, people talk about Elden Ring. Just stop. Do something else. There's other games. The VTuber you sim for is playing a reset tier. What the fuck is Reseteer? VTuber I sim for. I sim for many VTubers. I realized something. I figured it out. Chat, I'm playing the system. So, being a YouTuber like myself means I have to pay a lot of taxes. Do you know why I have to pay a lot of taxes? Because I have absolutely zero fucking expenses. Unless I buy a computer, unless I buy something for my computer, I can't have any expenses. Like, everything I make is considered profit. So I pay a lot of taxes. Now, with that said, if I give a super chat to someone and they say my channel name, well, that's a promotion chat. I'm buying promotion for my channel, which, by the way, actually works. Like, I did get subscribers for getting VTubers to talk about me, so that's a plus. Oh, but now it's promotional material, so that's an expense. Oh, tax deductible. So here we go. I figured it out. People don't think that VTubers are the Salvation Army, which is true. It is true. They are not the Salvation Army, but you can go around the thing. That's not a promotion. It's an expense for my company. It's company expense. It's the money going out. I talked to my accountant. My accountant agrees. My accountant agrees. If my accountant is wrong, I can sue them. Plus, it's not that much. It's probably like, I don't know, if I gave maybe $50 in total, it's not a big sum, but still. I do have an accountant. I don't have like an accountant. I used to have an accountant. It was a Jewish lady. Like, when I found out that she's Jewish, I was like, you know what? Let's go with the stereotype. And I hired her. She was an old Jewish lady. But now I have an accounting corporation. Like, they have a waiting room and shit. Like, you have a waiting room and you sit your ass down and they give you candy. I don't even know how my accountant looks like, and I don't speak with him. I speak with the lady at the counter. And the lady at the counter usually asks for what my problem is. I think I saw my accountant once or twice. They have like an entire team. It's a big building. You get stairways and they have an intercom down. And they told me. I asked them, is it like an expense if I do it? And they said yes. And I was like, alright. Great. It's also an expense if I were to, for example, travel abroad, which is something that I can't do right now. But if I were to go to London, for example, and take a couple of pictures there, make a video, then everything is an expense. So the plane ticket would be an expense, the hotel would be an expense. Like, you can write it off because you went there to make videos. Hello, Mr. V. I just wanted to let you know that even if it sucks in Melbourne, Victoria, it must be kind of difficult living in Romania, an hour away from the Ukrainian border. You know, I appreciate that, Steve Watt, but right now it is really not. Like, it's not difficult living in Romania at all. I mean, I know it sounds like the conflict is close, but no, it's fine. To be honest, I'm also strategically placed. If the Russians invade, they would probably conquer my area within a couple of hours. Which means that I would be under Russian occupation. So, you know, when the Romanian army comes, I would be released. But until then, it's like, oh, well. Be like the French under the Nazi army. Let's see. I'm afraid of my accountant. I owe her documents and shit. Oh my fucking god, they don't stop with the documents. The problem is that they give me documents. So at the beginning of the year, they summon me and I have to go there. I hate going there, by the way. I start to despise leaving my house. It's cold outside and you get to see people. But anyway, so I go outside and I go to their headquarters and they give me like this big box of documents that I have to keep. And I'm like, but why? And they're like, because you have to. And I'm like, fuck off. And the boxes keep stacking. And it's like, how long do I need to keep them? It's like, as long as possible. And I'm like, fuck me. So yes, I describe my life as an RPG. Well, it probably is. The only interesting, like, here's something that no one asks, right? All these sanctions that are being placed upon the Russians. Like, everyone is masturbating to them, and it's like, oh, yes, Coca-Cola. Oh, Coca-Cola isn't going to sell. Isn't going to sell to Ivan. Oh, that is so progressive. Oh, so progressive. My question is, hypothetically speaking, okay? What if Ukraine doesn't win? Will the sanctions then be applied to Ukraine as well? Because if not, then you do realize that Russia can use the Ukrainian government as the way to bypass the sanctions. So Ukraine will do business with the West and then give it to Russia. So will the sanctions be extended to Ukraine if Ukraine doesn't manage to win? That's a good question. Right. Had to drink some Pepsi. Alright, my phone died. There's no place I can charge it nearby the computer, so I'll have to pop out the chat. Why am I doing this, though? Why do I not charge my phone? Oh, yes, because my wife keeps stealing the fucking power cord. Every single goddamn time I want to charge my phone, I find out that her phone is being charged. And I can't really bitch about it because she goes to work for a living. So she needs her phone. But apparently I need my phone to work as well. Damn it, woman. And I know what you're saying. It's like, well, V, why don't you have another power cord? Good question. I used to have two. She lost one. So now she's using mine. Oh, but V, I hear you say. Hold on, because we're smart, we're intelligent, we're the chat. Why don't you go and buy another? And because I have to leave the fucking house. I don't want to leave the house. What do you not get? I hate leaving my house. It's cold outside. I have to see people. God damn it, I hate seeing people. Do you know why I hate seeing people? Because they took their fucking masks off. Now I know what you're saying. It's like, oh, V, so are you an hypochondriac? Do you watch the news? Are you afraid of germs? No, I just see their faces. I used to like seeing women as Milena and Kitana. They were cosplaying. All the women were gorgeous. They were ushi-kushi with their little blue masks, walking around. And now I see their faces and I'm like, ah! Someone is going to clip me. Don't clip me because I'm deleting the stream. Ah, God. But whenever you see like a person without a mask, no, sorry, when you see a person with a mask, right? Like if you have no restrictions, like in my country, there's no more restrictions now. Like zero restrictions, motherfucker. We got freedom. But every now and then you see a person with a mask. So if you're without a mask, you can just walk next to them and you can see them freak out. Like the horror in their eyes as you approach to them. They treat you like you're some sort of bioweapon. Like you're the biohazard. They probably like get the UI which says biohazard alert. Biohazard alert. It's almost like I'm the lab in China. Oh, God. Romania has nothing but butter faces. It's not necessarily like the butter faces. It's the fact that they're old. Will I upload this weekend stupid edited? What do you mean? Why, thank you, Marlene. Oh my God, I got a lady. A lady gave me the supermarket donation, $9.99. You know, like this is something that really pisses me off. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something, right? I'm really curious if you have this in your country. So, in my country, the grades are 1 to 10. 1 being the lowest. So let's say you give an exam. you can get any grade between 1 to 10. So let's say you get like a 849, right? Like after you answered the quiz, after you answered the exam, you get an 849. So usually grades, sorry, not usually. Grades under 5, so under 5 means that you failed, right? So 1 to 5, sorry, 1 to 4 actually. 1 to 4 means that you fail. So if you take at an exam, anything below, actually it's like 499, right? So 1 to 499 means you failed the test. But this isn't it. If you take anywhere between 5 to 8, this is very mediocre. These are considered low grades. And if you take between 8 and 10, these are considered good grades. Some people, depending on how lazy they are, they would consider like even a 7, right? So all the way to 799, right? Okay, fine. Now I'll tell you a problem. And this is like with every single parent that I have seen in Romania. So when my mom goes to the supermarket and she sees 9.99, right? Or hold on, let's put it. She sees 6.99. She would consider this to be a 7. So if she sees like $6.99 for a pack of ciggies, like she would say it's $7. Makes sense, right? I mean, it is $7. Let's be honest. The supermarket are using a trick. It's a commercial trick. They're trying to play on your illusions. They use the illusion of pride. Okay, fine. But if I came home with a 6.99 as a grade, she would consider this to be a 6. Do you know how much that pissed me off? Because it's clear that she understands the fucking system. Like, she understands this, right? She understood that a 6.99 is a fucking 7. But if I got a 6.99 at an exam, she would say, why'd you get a 6? And I'm like, it's a 6.99. And she would be like, no more pocket money. And I would be like, how is that fucking fair, mother? How is that fair? In what world is this fair? I worked hard for that fucking 99. You're saying that I should have studied a little bit less. You're saying that I could have played some video games for a change instead of studying. Because I studied too much. I could have just gave that 99 away. God, I hated that. Do you think Ukraine lab story has merit? Oh my god, do you want to talk about my labs? Fine, I'll talk about my labs. Alright, very shortly, because Susan is probably going to be upset, okay? I'm not an official source, Susan, I'm just talking about my opinion. The lab shit existed since Obama. Like, if you guys remember, I don't know how many of you followed the news, but the Russians did the same accusations years ago. Do you know what the West did? Do you know what the United States did? They had transparency. They actually went to the labs. They showed the documents. They allowed international people to go there. They saw what's going on. They showed the treaties. They showed everything. And the Russians apologized. Don't make me look it up because I'm too fucking lazy. But I actually looked into the story. I don't talk about this anymore because I'm fucking YouTube, right? So, this is something that was already discussed. They already talked about this shit. But now, the geniuses in Western governments are the most incompetent people on the face of the fucking planet. So now that the controversy comes yet around, you know, it's being brought up again. Why is it being brought up again? Because the pandemic and the people are primed now. They're freaking out. Do you know what the Western government did? They denied the existence. They denied the existence of the laboratories. But, like, how can you deny it when you admitted it a couple of years before? And you even had, like, you showed the documents. You allowed people to go there. Like, everything was over the counter, on the board. So now they denied their existence. And when they denied their existence, well, it turns out that people went back, like Tucker Carlson. He went back into the past. And he proved that they do exist. So now everyone is like, oh my fucking god, like honestly, that like the Russian government couldn't ask for better propagandists than the people who are in charge of the Western media now. So there you go. Now you know about the biolabs. Go play BattleBit Remastered? I don't know. No. It's like they keep. Okay, I'll tell you what I think it is. In the past, when Obama was El Presidente, transparency was something that people appreciated. So whenever there was a controversy, they would be transparent about it. They would treat you like a fucking adult. And they would say, all right, this is what we're doing. This is what's happening. You know, here's the documents. This is what's going on. Now they treat you like a fucking child. And they're like, no, it's not. That it doesn't exist. If you keep talking about it, you get banned. And then they go Pikachu face when it keeps blowing up in their face. It's like, oh, why don't people trust us? Why is there no trust? Oh, so much misinformation. Misinformation is rampant. Because you don't treat people like adults. It is sad, yes. Used to be transparency. Used to be. Obviously not with everything. There was a little bit of opacity, but opacity was the exception, not the rule. You didn't believe you believed I didn't believe shit. I wasn't even interested in American politics under Obama. But I saw how they do it when there was a controversy. They wanted like avoid talking about it or gaslighting or censoring. They would be like, okay, well, there's a controversy. And they would just talk about the controversy and say their side of the story. Anyway, right. Why would I delete the stream? I'm not deleting shit. Telling me to delete it, I'm leaving it up. But it's true. Like, the papers wrote about it. Like, it's written in the papers. In the Western media, right? Not in the foreign papers, no. The Western media, it's written about this years ago. Again, like Tucker Carlson talked about it. How do you think he found out about it? From the papers. Yes, how can you know what is and is not misinformation if we can't see while they claim transparency? They don't claim transparency anymore. Like, transparency is a word that's missing from the English language. You know what's interesting? If you study a foreign language, you will realize that some people, like for example, if you study Norwegian, this is what I understand from Norwegian. They don't have many words for hot. In fact, they have only one word for hot. But they have like 20 words for cold. Like, why? Why do you think that is? Because it's fucking cold. I think the English language is going to lack the word to define transparency in the future. If things are going this way. What's my opinion on black people? I mean, which black people? American, British, black people from Africa. There's a big difference. But I actually don't have, like usually you can say, I have a black friend, I can't be racist. I don't have that black friend. I'm in Romania, everyone around me is white. Like, I genuinely did never have the opportunity to meet a black person. Now, I do have a couple of black friends online, but I don't know if you can call them friends because I don't go out grilling with them. And I don't go out barbecuing with them. I would love to, but the distance prevents it. So, yeah. I don't really have that much of an opinion. Negative or positive. What are my thoughts on homosexuals? The more the merrier. I get to have more women. I know I'm married right now, but in the future you never know. So the more men fuck each other, the more women I have available. Gypsies are black? They're not. They're brown, I guess. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, their ethnicity comes from India. From the Pakistani region. I might be wrong. I think it's like different clans have different ethnicities. But it's mostly from that geographical area. What are your thoughts on Italians not being white? Well, like even when you look at it, there's different opinions, conflicting opinions. Like for example, if you listen to the far right, the Spencers and what have you, like Slavs do not count as white. It's like I don't fucking know. I mean, I think they're white, but like. Scientifically speaking, as a doctor, we don't use race. We use ancestry. I don't know how it works in the American system, but like the idea of race, I guess, like simplifies it when you're eyeballing it. Like a police puts an APB, and they will say, well, a white person, right? So that everyone knows what you're talking about. But realistically speaking, if you come here in Europe, most people identify primarily on their ethnicity, and there is a major difference between various European countries. Like, for example, especially when you look at Eastern Europe and Western Europe, even if you travel from Romania to Hungary, like, the culture is so staggeringly different that it's impossible you won't notice. I had to send you another super chat because your wife doesn't like it when you yell and get upset. Well, yeah, but she's not home now. She went to work. I love This Week is Stupid Today. How you finished with Diane Abbott saying Croatia. I can't even put it... I couldn't even pinpoint Croatia on a map, but Diane Abbott tells me it's already being invaded, so there you go. Am I drunk? I'm drunk with fucking happiness. Butterflies and rainbows and poppies Anthropic. Does that answer your question? Anyway, I don't agree with... What are gypsies? They were in Hunchback of Notre Dame, and I never understood. So they're a different ethnicity of people, and they are migratory in nature. There's a reason why so the concept of like the gypsy fortune teller, right? Like the stereotype. Where does it come from? Well, because they were migratory people, and we're not talking about like the year 1100 of the Lord. We're talking about more recent time periods. So they moved from town to town. Obviously, they weren't able to perform agriculture, right? Because you're moving around. They couldn't have like specific trades like blacksmithing or something that requires a forge. So what they did is like they would organize carnivals. They would organize various events like traveling merchants and stuff. So, like part of the carnivals were fortune telling, card reading. So that's why you have like the stereotype of the crystal ball. But they would also annoy, let's say, the population. Because like, when you do like the card reading or you do like the cup game and people lose and stuff like, it's not. So regarding like the reason that they get how should I say they're marginalized, right? That's how the left puts it, like marginalization. It kind of happens because some clans refuse to integrate, like they have their own virtues, values, and laws that are different than the nation state, and because like the refusal to integrate, it's very difficult for them to make money and wealth. But then you have the clans that do integrate, and those actually have a lot of people in positions of power. So it really depends. Like, yeah, they're an ethnicity, but it's difficult to paint them all with the same brush. It depends from clan to clan. It depends. Like they have even different traditions. I think like they have at least 2 different languages. So yeah. America calls them carnies. No one trusts carnies. Well, most of the carnival games are rigged, right? Because like it's a for-profit enterprise. Like if everyone would win, the person organizing the carnival would go bankrupt. So most of the carnival games are rigged in some way or another. And when people find out, they get really upset. Like, for example, even today, like, let's look at a modern carnival thing. Like, you know the one with the claw, where you put the coin and there's a claw and you try to get a puppet? That's rigged. The way it's rigged is that the apparatus... Like, let me show you what I mean. Carnival claw. Yeah, this is the one. So you got like different variations of this shit. Usually it comes like this, right? Like the carnival crane. And there's a lot of people that partake in it. And they want to get a toy or whatever. And it tricks you into believing that it has anything to do with skill. In reality, it's got very little to do with skill. The way it works is that there is a program in the machine with weakening the claw and strengthening the claw. So if you happen to put the coin when the claw is strengthened, it's almost guaranteed you're going to get the puppet. Unless you're really that bad at it. Like, you can have a strengthened claw, but like, I guess that's when the skill actually does matter. But what happens is like, most of the time, like 80 picks, or it usually can be set by the person operating the machine, like they can set it in the software. And most of the time, like, the claw has no strength, and that's why it looks as if it's going to pick up the doll, but it doesn't. So, the way it works is that the operator of the machine, and it depends whether or not they're greedy. Like, if they're a moron, they're going to be greedy, and then no one is going to play the machine. But if they're smart, they're actually going to increase the chances of winning. Because you want people to win, right? Because if you see a guy in front of you who actually manages to use the claw in order to successfully pick up a doll, you're going to say, oh my god, well, maybe I can get a prize, so you're going to waste your money. But if you think about it, it makes absolute sense, right? Because any other way, like if this was legitimately based on skill, then the person operating the machine would go bankrupt. Because a coin is less worth it than the prize. So the doll is actually more expensive than a coin, and if everyone would put a coin and would actually get the doll, then, well, what are you doing? Well, how are you making money out of it? And it's the same with slots machines. It's the same with poker games. You know, you have like they're very popular in Eastern Europe. We call it pacanele. How should I translate it? Like clappies, I guess. You know, where you or spankies. Yeah, spankies, because you get to see the drunk people just spanking the buttons. Let me show you what I mean. So in my opinion, these are like horrible games. Because there are people, and it's usually like very poor people that ruin their lives by playing these games. Like in the United States, it's usually middle-aged women that play these, but in Romania and in Eastern Europe in general, it's people like this, you know, like working class lads that spend all their money just buying booze and shit and playing them. So they're called slappies because like the guy goes and just like this, they slap the button. And they get very angry. Sometimes they punch the machine, they get escorted out of the club. But they're rigged, right? So, and it's the same way they're rigged. It's making sure that you only win a couple of times because, again, like the person operating it needs to make a profit. So that like it creates the illusion of skill. Like it makes you think that you can be good at it, but in reality there is no way. And it's easy to prove as well. Like, I don't understand how people are this fucking dumb. It's so easy to prove because if it was based on skill, you would have at least one guy that wins consistently. Like, for example, actual poker is based on skill. Because you get to see these poker tourneys where you have some of the best poker players in the world competing. Like, there is actual... there's actual poker tournaments on television, and it's the same people that appear over and over, right? So it does show that there is a level of skill that, even though like poker is a game based on luck, if you know how to bet, if you know how to play the game, then you can win consistently. But there are no people that win consistently at the poker slot machines, at the spankies. Smash the like on the stream, or smashies. Smashies. Whack-a-mole is not a game that's based on winning. So like with Whack-a-mole, it's just a game based on fun, so that's not rigged. In America, those poker games need to have their odds listed on the machine. Well, that's actually a more smart thing to do, but like again, in Romania, most people think it's based on skill. They don't even think it's based on luck. I assume there might be some luck, some skill involved. I'm not saying no, because like obviously if you play to lose, you're going to lose. But like mostly the machine knows which cards to give you, right? Because that's how it works. Like the cards that the machine gives you are designed to make sure that you either win or lose. So if you play actual poker, the dealer can't switch the cards from the table. They can't decide what cards you're getting. But like with the machine, like after you bet, the software can decide what cards you get. Well, I mean, there is skill, because you get to decide which cards to keep and which cards not to. So, like, obviously, for example, let me show you the skill involved. So the way the game works is that you get 5 cards, right? So let's say you get a 2, a 2, a 2, you get a 4 and a king, right? So you get to bet, and after you bet, you get to decide which cards you hold. And based on which cards you hold, the other cards get shuffled. So normally, you in this obvious situation, you would hold these cards. And let's say you would get a king and a king. Well, now you won a lot, right? Like, this is a powerful hand, so you win a lot. But let's go back and say that, for the sake of the argument, you have brain damage, and you want to lose, so you're just going to hold these, right? So now maybe you get like a 3, a 5, a 6, and these are the ones that you held, right? So now you lost. So I'm giving this as an extreme example so you can understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, there is some skill involved. It's not a lot, but it's there. One of the streamers you watch is a professional poker player. Yeah, but like, as I said, like poker itself as a game, it has skill. In fact, there's probably 2 games in the entire casino that have skill. It's poker and blackjack. Like, those are the 2 games that have some skill involved. But we're not talking about the actual poker game. We're talking about the slots machine. Windows cheats in solitaire. Now, that is a conspiracy theory, my man. That is a fucking conspiracy theory. The system is not against you in solitaire. There is no way that Windows cheats. You know what? I'm going to look it up. Fuck you. I don't believe you. My life was not a lie. When I was a kid, Windows did not do this to me. Apparently there are cheats for solitaire. Like, oh, fuck off. They definitely cheat. The games do have a group of 100, which I concern myself with. As for the top 100, I just laugh. It is, as you say, impossible to complete the task in time. No, hold on. People cheat at Microsoft Solitaire. Is Windows Solitaire always winnable? Not all solitaire games are winnable, but the great majority is. 80% of blah, 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 they're winnable. Yeah, but this doesn't mean they're cheat. Like, cheating would mean something like this. All right, let's go back to my favorite notepad. So cheating would look like this. Let's say that the next... all right, let's say that these are the cards, right? And let's say that the next five cards would be 3, 3, king, king, king. Okay, let's say that these are the next cards, right? And you wanna hold the 3 and the king for some reason. Right, so by doing this, obviously the next cards would be 3. Sorry, my bad. So moving back, right? Like these are the next 5 cards that are coming. Like these are in the memory of the machine, and you want to hold the 3 and you want to hold the king. So immediately when you do this, let's say that the machine changes the next cards to this. Right? So now, based on your choice, the machine changes the cards that are upcoming. So this would be cheating. But in Solitaire, I don't think that happens. There's no reason, like, for the computer to program cheating in it. Yeah, but like, some Solitaire games are unwinnable. But that's not cheating. Like, look, if you play Solitaire by yourself, like, you take a pack of cards and you actually play Solitaire like in Windows, there are some games, based on how you shuffle the cards, that are going to be unwinnable. But like, who the fuck is cheating there, God? You're playing with the deck of cards, right? So there's no, like, shuffling when the card is turned and you can't see what is there. There's no shuffling involved after you set the table. But what I'm telling you is that in a poker game, like, after the table is set, the computer can change the cards that are flipped down and you can't see them. No, I don't think you can always win if you play with yourself. There are some combinations that once you do, you just can't win. And not to mention, like, I don't think, like, the programmers put that much effort into fucking Solitaire. Like, you gotta understand, Solitaire is a very primordial game. Like, the coders at that time didn't really consider writing code for the computer to fuck with you. It's got no reason to. Everyone should use Notepad. No, don't play Solitaire now. Listen to my stream and watch this. It's got beautiful rain animation. No, you don't have to go, conservative waifu. Stay. Fucking stay. Suffer. Suffer like the rest of us. Where are you going? I'm streaming at this late hour to reach the Americans. And this is how you thank me? You gotta go? You gotta go during my stream? You know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to take a piss. Be right back. And I did not wash my hands because I'm a fucking savage. I'm such a fucking rebel, chat. I am such a rebel. I do not wash my hands because I am alone and there is nothing you can do about it. My hands are unwashed. I don't understand this. Like, no, seriously. You know, like when you go into the woods and you have to take a piss, like no one gives you a bottle of water. No one is like, oh, but like, did you wash your hands? Now, if you go into the woods and you take a shit, then people insist that you have a toilet paper, and it's common sense, right? But like if you're at the bar, if you're at the pub, and like the bathroom is occupied, and you have to go out to piss on the wall of the pub, which many people do, by the way. No one is like, oh, just wash your hands. No one says that. Even if like you're in the bathroom, and if the sink doesn't have water, no one panics. But if you're in the bathroom, then there's no toilet paper, and you did number 2, everyone freaks out. So the rule seems to be that if there is a functioning sink nearby, you're supposed to wash your hands, but if there isn't, there's no problem. Then it's acceptable. I don't understand why the fuck that is. Not to mention, your hands are dirtier than the penis. Like, think about it. When the pandemic started, and it was like the initial hysteria, everyone was wearing gloves because you can get it from surfaces. I go around my daily life touching everything with my hands, but I don't touch everything with my penis. My penis is literally more sterile than my hands. You should wash your hands before you take a piss. I never understand these logic. Now you might say, well, hold on, V. Hold on. I don't want to shake hands with you after you touched your penis. Now I understand that sentiment, but guess the fuck what? I'm not leaving my house today. No one is going to touch me. I'm not touching anyone either. We already been through this. I don't want to go outside. Now you may say, but what about your wife? She touches my penis anyway, so I don't see it. I just don't understand. Jack the Bard, I am drunk with awesomeness. I am the most awesome person that you're going to talk with this morning. Does that answer your fucking question, Jack? Any other questions that you have for me? I see you, Jack. I see you. By the way, is Jack the Bard the lurker? Because I never seen him in my chat. I know you guys. Do I own a bidet? Guess what? I fucking do own a bidet. I actually do have a bidet in my fucking bathroom. I never wanted a bidet, but when I bought the house, it was already there. And they asked me, do you want us to remove it? And I said, no. Let's have a bidet. Why the fuck not? And now, you know what? I gotta be there. I'm calling the bidet Jean. It's Joe Bidet. You know what I can do at the bidet? Do you know what I can do? I can wash my penis. I can make Jordan Peterson proud. Jordan Peterson can give me as an example in his next fucking book. 10 more rules for life. Like 10 additional rules for life. Be like V. Wash your penis at the bidet. Bidets are peak cringe. I freaking agree with you. Do I use it? Yes, I allow my cat to drink from the bidet. Why do I do that? Because the cat wants it. Like, I initially opened it, and my cat immediately came next to it and started drinking. And I'm like, well, I guess it's fresh water. Why the fuck not? And now it actually meows. Like, it goes on the bidet, and it meows. It wants me to turn it on. I hope that the cat is not going to figure that it can turn it on, because I bet your ass is not going to turn it off after it turns it on. I already saw it pow at the goddamn thing. I'm like, dude, you're going to flood the house, you dumb cat. "10 rules for life, the DLC, yes. Yeah, they do like running water. They do. Let me show, hold on. I'll show you how the bidet is like. Why can't I find a bidet that looks like mine? Jesus, these are some ugly bidets. Damn it, I can't find one that looks like mine so I can show you what the cat does. Well, I guess, chat, you're just going to have to use your imagination. Yeah, I can't find any example. Whatever. Because mine has like an interesting seat, and the cat sits on the seat. And that's how it drinks the water from the bidet. After meowing insistently. Like, if I don't open the... Like, I taught it so bad that it refused to drink water from its own bowl unless I gave it from the bidet, because it was like fresh water. And I'm like, cat, just stop it. Turn my camera. I don't have a camera. I already mentioned the issue. I had the camera, I had the camera and it broke. It just refused to work. So I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. And then the chat, you guys, you helped me buy a new camera, and I was so grateful. And I think it was like 1 week after buying the camera that the cat chewed the cable on the new camera. So the camera broke. And I was like, okay, fuck it. And now I don't have a camera. Yeah, but it's not like I spent money for it. It was there when the house was built. So it was included in the price. Because when I bought the house, the bathroom was already fully equipped. So it had the bathtub, it had the sink, it had the toilet, and it had the bidet. It's like, oh, well, fuck it. You know. I was already judging people that have bidet. Like, it's like, why would you have that bourgeois thing? It's... Oh, yes. Get a fountain? Dude, I don't want a cat to piss nonstop. Like, it's already annoying to clean the litter as it is. If I get a fountain, my cat is going to piss constantly. I had the fountain. It kept drinking and drinking and drinking. And it's like, cat, just fucking stop. You did not beat Solitaire 3-70. Fuck off. You're not that good. Get a fountain. Worst decision ever. You know what? Like, I guess if the toilet paper crisis comes back again, I can live with a bidet. It's not optimal, but it's better than not having anything. You get a bidet and you get a hair blower. You know, like one of those hair dryers. And you wash your ass and then you use the hair dryer. Yeah. If it's a toilet paper crisis, like the great toilet paper crisis of 2020, if it comes back, I just figured out what I'm going to do. Better than kidney stones. Look, the water is there. It can drink it whenever it wants. It's fresh water. Every day I give it fresh water. But when I had the fountain, it was drinking way more than it needs to. Would you give up your bidet if you had to? No, it's fucking mine now. Train the cat to use the human toilet. That's actually possible. But I don't want to find shit on the toilet seat. Yes, the toilet paper zombies. That was actually a thing. By the way, people who are members to this channel. Where's my member? Zenith. Do you have access to the new emoticons? I had like some emojis that I uploaded. I want to know if they work. Let me see. Oh, yeah. You do have access to them. Looky here. I need to add more. Most Japanese toilets have a dire built. Get the fuck out. Do they suck your cock as well? If I gave you an electric kettle, would you use it? Only if I buy a house and there's an electric kettle already in there. But I don't think I would use it even then. No, fuck that shit. Why would I use an electric kettle? And then you have to clean it, because it's going to make stone if you... Right? Like, in Romania, the water is very... We call it hard. I don't know how the definition is in the United States, but like... It means water that gives calcar. Like, it just calcifies. So, if you were to use it constantly, no, you're going to ruin the thing. No, I'm not using it. No, Steve Watt, don't leave. Don't leave, Steve Watt. What are you going to do? You can't go out. The government keeps you safe. You need QR codes to go out. You don't need QR codes to watch my stream. Stay here, Steve. Ask me if I'm drunk. I already got 2 people asking me. Every single time I'm happy. Every single time. No, I swear to God. Every time I go on a stream and I'm happy and I'm overacting, I'm like trying to be entertaining, people ask me if I'm drunk. I guess I need to be miserable. Is that it, chat? I need to be depressed. I need to talk about shit that happens in the news. I need to have the gloomies, and then everyone is like, oh, well, that's the V we like. That's the V we know. Yeah, it's probably due to the pH balance. I agree. An electric kettle is useful if you're sick and you have it near you. Not really, because you still have to go and get the water. If you can go get the water literally next to the fucking sink, that is the place where you can warm the water. There is the stove. You can literally warm it next to the sink. No. Do you know what else you can do? Yes, I'm sober. Do you know what else you can do? You can buy a thermostat, chat. Fucking thermostat. You put the hot water in the thermostat, you seal it up, and then you have it near you. I'm not drunk. When are you going to marry your way? Living in the United States. Oh, that boat has sailed. Unless I convert myself and my wife to Islam and I find a Muslim in the United States that's willing to, like... No, it would have to be a progressive Muslim, right? Like a progressive Muslim that can marry 2 people. Or I can divorce my wife. I can marry a hot American woman. I get citizenship. I divorce the hot American woman, and then I marry my wife. So I would be able to get citizenship for both of us. I would be the pathway to citizenship. No, I wouldn't have to go to Mexico and cross the border. So I actually spoke with the Americans about this shit. And what they told me is that they actually did have someone that came to the United States, found a job, and they were sitting there illegally. So they wanted to fix the issue, and they go to the border. Not to the border. They go to whatever office you have that deals with this. ICE, I guess, or the home office. I don't know what the fuck it's called. But anyway, so he goes to the authoritative sources, and he explains the problem, and they say, like, look, if you're not leaving the country, we're not kicking you out. Like, if you're staying here, if you're not committing a crime, we're not kicking you out. But if you leave the country, you can't come back. So apparently that's how it functions, right? Like, you're put on a list, I guess, if you overstay your visa. And if you leave, you can't come back. But they're not kicking you out if you don't do anything bad. Oh, Jimbo Hunkler is going to sponsor me. Are you hot, Jimbo Hunkler? Do you have big titties? Big oppies? By the way, like, there was this discussion on Twitter claiming that this is what the left was saying. You know, like, first they say it's sexist, and when that doesn't work, they say, oh, it's pedophilic. And I'm like, what the fuck? So they were talking about Uzaki-chan, right? Now let me show you Uzaki-chan. Pretty sure you guys know Uzaki-chan. Let me find the picture that Susan Wojcinski would like. Because Susan is very, very pretentious when it comes to these things. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay. So this is Uzaki-chan. And in the anime, I think she's over 20, because like she's at university, so she's pretty mature. Now, I guess it's because of the face. I don't know why the fuck. But, you know, like, progressives, they don't like boobs in fiction. Like, if you look at Marvel or you look at DC Comics, everyone has titty cancer. There's nothing that goes above B-Cop. If you happen to be a woman that's like C-Cop and you would be transported into the Marvel universe like an isekai, you would not find bras that fit your size. Like, you would go to a shopping mall and there would be nothing there for you. So, anyway, right. Everything that's anime and has like D-sized breasts, it's hypersexualized according to the brain of the progressive. Right? So they start saying, oh, well, it's hypersexual. And no one gives a shit, right? So they realize, okay, what do right-wingers care about? They care about children. Like, you will notice this, like, when a progressive tries to get another progressive deplatformed, they will start saying that he's transphobic. Right? Or because the accusation shows what the ideology cares about the most. Like, who's the most prized possession? So, when a progressive tries to get another progressive deplatformed, it's going to be accusations of transphobia. When a right-winger tries to get another right-winger deplatformed, it's accusations of pedophilia. For example, look at Milo, right? Like, the people who came after Milo weren't leftists, they were other right-wingers. So that's the accusation, right? That when progressives went after Milo, oh, he's a misogynist, he's a bigot, he's a xenophobe, right? But none of that worked, because like the right doesn't give a shit about that. The right cares about children. And in my opinion, it's fucking common sense. Like that's the way it should be. Because children can't defend themselves. An adult can defend himself. A child can't. So on the list of priorities, yes, I think like children should be number one. But with that said, I deviated from the conversation. We were talking about Sugoi Dekai here. So, the left freaks out because people like this more than they like Steven Universe. So they start complaining and they're like, you know, like it's misogyny, and no one gives a fuck. And now it's like, oh, it's pedophilia. And I'm like, look, I'm not an expert on the subject, but I assume that someone who likes underage children isn't into big tits. Am I wrong here? Like someone who's like a chomo probably doesn't appreciate big boobs. It doesn't fit. That's my theory, at least. I don't know. But it's just weird. It's like weird. It is transphobic, describing breast as a feminine quality. My bad. I apologize. Never again. I'm not wrong. Of course I'm not wrong. I'm always right. Get a certain logic. I know. See, I debunked it. I fact-checked it. I debunked it. I'm not a furry. I don't pretend to graze. What does it mean to touch grass? So there's this game, Elden Ring. You probably heard about it. And you get, instead of like the bonfires, it's called touch grace. And people say it's touch grass. That's what it is. But then again, the United States believe that 17-year-olds are little children. Okay, there's a difference between a pedophile and it's not child molester. It's what do they call it? They have a different name. Like if you're with a teenager that's underage. God damn it! It deludes me. Whatever. When it comes to my brain, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I mean, you know, in America, I guess like not in all states. I think like there are states that are like in Europe. Like for example, in Romania, 16 is legal. In the United States, I think it depends from state to state. And in some states, it's actually illegal. Like, for example, let's say the age would be 16. Statutory, yes, statutory. Yeah, so there's a difference. But there is this thing, like, for example, there might be states in the US where 16 is legal, right? But it's illegal if you go from a state that you're 18 and you travel to the state where it's 16 with the sole purpose of bypassing that legislation, right? So it can be illegal like that. It's very weird. I don't know. I think in Japan, if I'm not mistaken, it's 15. In my opinion, that's way too low. In Germany, 14 is legal. Holy shit, I didn't know that. Well, Germany was always a very progressive place. What can you do? I mean, I think that the only excuse would be if you're 2 years older, right? So like, let's say the difference between them is 2 years, right? So that would mean that when she is 16, he would be 18, right? So it would be weird because last year they could have relationship, but after the year passes, they would not be able to have relationship again for 2 years. Like, I think a judge would make an exception in that case if they're both, you know, like just 2 years apart. I don't even know if that happened or not, but it's just like an interesting thought experiment, right? So let's say she is 14 and he is 16, and they meet each other at high school. Now 2 years pass, and he is 18 and she is 16, right? Like, what does it happen? Like, do they break up until... It's only 15 in Japan if it's a girl and a real relationship. The sexual age of consent for a male is 21 in Japan. It's odd. I don't know. The Romeo and Juliet clause? Is that an actual thing? The Romeo and Juliet clause? Wow, you Americans are very interesting. But yeah, it makes sense that there would be a clause like that, because otherwise it would be ridiculous. The Cinderella law. Get the fuck out. Age of consent is by state in the US. I don't know anywhere it's under 17. I don't know either. Like, I never looked it up, and I honestly don't care. There are Muslim nations where it's really low, like Islamic nations. I feel like the lowest is 9 or some shit. Like, I would have to Google it, but like, whatever. You know, I don't even know how it came into the conversation. I remember I made a video about it and I looked it up. I was actually curious to see like which is the highest and which is the lowest, and I think like the highest is 18. I don't think there's any state where it's like 21. Like 21 would actually, like, initially I thought 21 would be ridiculous, but at the same time you have like all these university students that keep complaining about consent. Like you had university students, and there were a couple of cases like this that made it into the news. Like, the woman had sex and then regretted it and said it was rape. So she consented. Like, we're talking about adults here, right? She consented. She was okay with it. But afterwards, after the fact, she regretted it and said that it was rape. And I'm thinking like, okay, well, that woman shouldn't be able to consent. Like, that woman should not be able to sign a contract. That woman should not be able to be considered an adult. Because clearly she's making bad decisions that are harming her. So maybe the age of consent should be lifted to like 25 or 26 for particular students that study at gender studies universities. You know, like maybe for them, after they graduate the university, they can be considered adults. Muslim nations normally don't have it. You cannot have sex outside of marriage. So as long as you're married, it's legal. That's still, like, the age of consent isn't just for... My God, like, honestly, like, it's so weird to talk about a nation that is so foreign to your own culture. So, the age of consent isn't just about, like, having a relationship. It's also about marriage. And not only that, like, marriage is a contract. Like the idea that a 9-year-old could, in some Islamic states, right? The idea that a 9-year-old could consent to marriage, well, that means that they could also consent to buying a house. Like they should be able to sign any other type of contract. Whatever. If you can retroactively remove consent, then you shouldn't have any agency at all. I know, right? Anyway, right, so. A kiss is not a contract, but it's very nice. They don't have to consent, the parents consent. So, like, what? Did the girl not say, I do? I mean, I don't know how it's in Islam. I guess we'll have to wait for Abdi Muhammad to tell us. I don't know, like, in Western, like in Christian societies, the woman is asked, and she has to say, I do. So, I don't know, like, if the parents can consent instead of her. I have no idea. It's fucked up anyway. Why am I talking about the age of consent? Because this is the rule of the internet. Eventually, any single streamer is going to talk about it and get into a lot of trouble. There is no exception. Every single streamer on the fucking internet, eventually, it's going to talk about this, and I guess my time has come. I guess this is the time when I talk about it. I have to be very careful what I say. I'm going to be clipped out of context anyway, but it doesn't fucking matter. It is what it is. Vyaush. Anime. Oh, yeah. Like, the moment you get in trouble is when you talk about anime. I'm not going to talk about that. Oh yeah, we actually went from talking about anime boobs. Yes. That's how we got to this very interesting and thought-provoking conversation. Nothing, Tactical Droid. Go back to stream. Why the fuck are you here? I'm streaming for the Americans. Hello, Ben Master. What about the sexist Ukraine draft? Okay, this is actually interesting. So, the men over the age of 60, men under the age of 65, so 18 to 65, aren't allowed to leave Ukraine. That's the rule, right? And people were making fun, and they were saying, oh, look at the feminists. What are they going to say now? And you know what they said? They didn't say that the law is sexist. They said that the law is transphobic. Because apparently, if you're a man in Ukraine and you identify as a woman, they still don't let you leave. Apparently, the border control turns you right back around. And people were like, oh my God, that's transphobic. And I'm thinking like, that is very interesting. Like, do you understand that if they would allow people to identify as a woman and leave the nation, I have a feeling that all of a sudden a lot of people would have found themselves transgender. Like, a lot of people would have had a deep thought about it. And it's like, am I really a man? Am I really a man? And to go to war and defend my name? Probably not. So, yeah, it was in an article on MSNBC, actually. They said, like, the war in Ukraine is especially... No, sorry, it was like trans people caught in a war within a war. And it was this trans woman, which was upset that the border doesn't allow her to leave because they consider her to be a man. And the law states that men between the age of 18 and 65 can't leave the country. And I was like, whoa, now that is transphobic. Exactly. The best solution would be to draft women as well. But this is actually a good question. Like if in the future, let's say the draft reappears in the United States, like if you are just allowed to identify as the opposite gender and not have to partake into the draft, I have a feeling that the transgender population is going to grow exponentially. It's just my feeling. I don't know whether I'm right or not, but I have this weird feeling that just overnight you're going to see the trans population explode in numbers. And it's going to have to do with receiving the draft letter. The moment they receive the draft letter, they realize that, you know what? I was born in the wrong body. Isn't it 16 to 65? No, it's 18 to 65. I am sick and fucking tired of getting gaslighted by the chat. You know, I always trust the chat, and I'm like, oh no, you know, maybe I'm wrong. And then I look it up, and it's like, no, holy shit, I'm right. Why did I trust the chat? So if I said it's 18 to 65, God fucking damn it, it's 18 to 65. You are very wrong. I would die to protect my country. I didn't say everyone would do it. I just said that there's going to be an increase into the transgender population, but I'm not saying everyone that gets drafted would do it. Obviously, there would be people that would still go and defend their country. I'm not touching grass, Harambe. There's nothing you can do for me to touch grass. The chat is not a monolith, says you. I am willing to bet if I insult one of you, just one of you, if I say a bad thing about one of you in the chat, the entire chat is going to take it personally. It's like all of you are brothers. You know, I actually lived next to a family of evangelicals. There were 12 of them. Like, you can tell how many times evangelicals had sex by counting their children. And then you add plus minus 4, you know? So they had 12 kids, they probably fucked like 16 times. But anyway, right, so the children varied in age. Smallest one wasn't even at kindergarten. Biggest one already had a job. So, I banned you, you probably fucking deserved it. Moving on. Now, if you wanted to have problems, you insulted one of their mothers. Just one of them. Right? Like, you go to one of them and you call him like, you son of a bitch. Now, the moment you did that, you would realize the error of your ways. Because he would summon brothers. Like, they all had this spell. It was like this racial. This evangelical racial that they all had. And it was summon brothers. And I swear to God, like, I don't know how many brothers and sisters they had, but I think they had more brothers than sisters, definitely. And they were intimidating motherfuckers. They had the Lord on their side. Jesus was at the wheel, and Jesus drove a couple of them to the gym so they get buffed. And when they summoned brothers, they were like, hey, do you know what this guy said about our mama? And you had beef with one of them, right? You had beef with one of them. You didn't have beef with all of them. Like, it's not like you were Rambo that wanted to take against the evangelical family. No, you just... You had disagreement with one. And you would say the common insult that you would say to any other person. But you realize how much you'd fuck up. And it's kind of like that, chat. It's kind of like that. You all are brothers. If I were to insult the mother of one of you, you would all take it personally. And then I'm not touching grass for €2. I'm not touching grass at all. But the interesting thing is, like, when they summon brothers, like the brother which spent time, like you have to understand, right? Like they were doing shit in that house. I don't know what. They were probably praying. I've no clue. But like when they summoned brother, like the brothers had to stop what he was doing, like stop his communion with the Lord and go outside. And because you bothered him so that he goes outside, he couldn't just come there for nothing. He had to at least throw one punch. So you get beaten up by all of those people. Horrible. Dude, I'm not touching grass no matter how much money you're giving me. It's kind of like the taxi drivers. Like taxi drivers were like this in Romania as well. Especially when... Hold on, chat. I'm feeling sexist. I'm going to give Patricia a wrench just because she's a woman. Feeling very sexy today. Sexist, not sexy. I'm not sexy. I'm sexist. So. Where was I? Shit, I forgot. Oh yeah, taxi drivers. So Romania was actually very dangerous after the communist revolution. Was a little bit lawless, you would say. And all the taxi drivers, they had to stand up for each other, right? Because like it was dangerous. There were dangerous routes. And if they would call the station, in like a couple of seconds, there would be like at least 20 or 30 cars. And it was the same thing, like the ones that came late, since they got there, like they couldn't just, like they would have, what is that, when you invest time and then you feel bad, they would have like cost sunk fallacy, you know? It costs gas to get there, so at least they would throw a punch. And like, there were like hardcore criminals from gangs and shit. They would ask protection money. They never fucked with the taxi drivers. They would rather fuck with the police officer than to fuck with the taxi drivers. It was hilarious. You're a trans woman? You're a female as well? Well, I already gave one wrench today, you know. I can't feel like giving another one. The taxi mafia? More like the taxi union. I don't even know what that is. But it's in the Romanian expression now. It's like they stick together like taxi drivers. I do have a lisp. Why do you ask, Zenith? I did a test, an online test, and it said that I have a lisp. Too many wrenches is anarchy, exactly. When everyone is a police officer, no one is a police officer. Yeah, like taxi drivers, yes. Patricia, never been mad. Well, do you feel the power, Patricia? Do you feel what you can do to other people now? Do you realize what I've just done? I gave you power, Patricia. I gave you power that you never had before. Susan gave me power and now I gave it to you, Patricia. You're the shiznit now. Lisp is the sign of trauma? Fuck me, I never thought about it. Now it's with me. Damn it. Why do how do I get rid of the lisp? Hey V, I can't comment on your last stream. Am I banned from the comments? No, man, I don't ban people. The only time I ban people... okay, there's actually twice. Like, it used to be only one thing that I banned people, but now it's two. The first one is if you're spamming. Like, I don't like spamming, right? I think it's common sense. And the second one is if you're actually trying to constantly derail the stream and derail the conversation. Like there have been like 1 or 2 cases, but they're very rare. Like you would have to really try your best in order to piss me off. But other than that, though, I don't ban people. Touch grass to get rid of the lisp? I don't think that works. But, like, so many people ask me if I have a lisp. It's kind of weird. Like, I got people in DMs asking me about the lisp. What the fuck? Like, I don't know if I have a lisp. Now I'm being gaslight. Be gaslit. Lits up the gas. €5 to touch. See, now I'm tempted to touch the grass, but no. It's not a lisp, it's a squeak. It's not a squeak! I don't have a lisp. Oh my god, now the chat is confused. I got raided. Who thinks that they have the authority to stream snipe me? Who's raiding me? No one raids me. Oh my fucking god. Shit. She sells seashells by the Fuck. She sells seashells by the seashore. There we go. Lip spill. But I can do the how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood like that. That's something that's doable. Now tell me who the fuck is stream sniping me. I want to know. Who's stream sniping at this hour? By the way, if anyone wants to clip my stream, send them over to Twitter. I'll retweet it. Pepe pecas peca papas con uno pico. Most foreigners have a lisp. I realize this is off topic. I hope your aunt is doing well again. Condolences for your uncle. I know you are an epic person and greatly appreciate your sincere conversation. Well, thank you, but like that tragedy happened 2 years ago. My aunt, I mean, I don't know how she's doing, because, like, obviously she's not going to open up about it. It was a traumatic event, losing my uncle like that, but, you know, and then my grandmother passed away. I mean, she passed away before my uncle. So, yeah, my aunt is, I mean... I guess I should visit her, you know, good for bringing it up. The Duchess of Sussex was not a success. There we go. Stream sniping, you're not playing a game. Well, someone said that I'm being raided, so I actually thought them. You insulted every South American's mother. Good. Pipa pig party picked based boko no pico. Nice job, thank you. Pickle picker pip. Pickle pepper picks pickle peppers. I don't have a lisp. Okay. Good. Good. But I can fake having a lisp if you want to. Like, if it turns you on, Zedif, I can fake having a lisp for you. I used to have a lisp when I was a kid, so I actually did speak like this. And for some goddamn reason, my parents didn't actually want to send me to someone that could help me with this shit, because it was too expensive. So you know what I fucking did? I learned how to unlisp myself, because I was getting bullied at fucking school. I don't know why the thought, but like the moment I dragged attention on the fact that I was speaking like this, everyone was bullying me, so I had to learn how to speak properly. It is fucking annoying. Oh, you think it's annoying, Cesarius? You think it's fucking annoying? No, you wouldn't fucking bully me. I would bully you. Why does everyone assume that I'm only on the receiving end? It took some really hardcore bullies to get the job done. Yeah, it was like the seven brothers. No, Zizek is like, I'll do the Zizek for you, okay? So you want me to do the Zizek? I will do the Zizek. I will enlist myself now. Yeah. You know, no one should say that bullying is bad because it's actually helped me with my lisp. Imagine me doing YouTube videos if I were to speak like I used to speak when I was a kid. Don't be angry that everybody assumes you're a bottom. It's called subverting their expectations, Teddy. You never know when the bottom turns around and becomes the top. Worst ASMR ever. What do you know about ASMR, Sketch? Hey, sorry about it. God damn it. One of these days I'm actually going to mute the microphone when I do it, but it comes out all of a sudden. Oh my god. Let's see. Holy shit, we're streaming for 1 hour and 40 minutes. I should stop soon. Should get a life. Stop streaming. Do something else with my life. Wait, DSP had a marriage podcast? What the? Oh, he's talking about getting married. I thought, like, honestly, only the lamest thing you can do is to live stream your marriage. Like, imagine live streaming your marriage and having people say the N-word in the chat so it's there forever. Like Skullfucker 47 says. Oh god. There's people that I don't know. What the fuck is this, chat? I don't understand her accent. What is she? What accent is this? Is this Irish? It's Irish, isn't it?
赤狼結構高いさ。でもエルデンリングの方高くない？赤狼
Honey?
8000ぐらいしたけど、エルデンリングなんかもっと高かった気するな。
Muto. I understood Muto. She wants more.
そう、若菜もね、最近赤狼買ったけど。
Sekiro. That's the game with shadows. Shadows die twice. Hold on. I can make it out.
プレゼント
I can read minds.
の値段はさすがに調べない。でもなんかさ、
You know what's cool? You know what's cool, chat? None of you can type this. None of you can type this shit, so you can't follow me here. There is nothing you can do about it, chat. You're going to stay in my chat and you're going to suck it. There is no way you can follow me here because you cannot type this shit. You do not have the capacity to type any of these squiggly letters.
ビンゴ大会とかあったりとかするんですよ。なんか会社のビンゴ大会とかさ、例えば。
You know what? You know what I'm going to do? Hold on. There we go. Look at this chat. Look at it. I'm communicating now. There we go.
そういう時に当たったものの値段は調べる。
I am communicating.
この会社のビンゴ大会で当たった景品はいくらなんだろうとかは調べたりするけど、でも友達からもらったプレゼントとかは価格調べないよ。
Presento. She wants a present. Alright. Spent enough time here. Why are you laughing, chat? You know what, chat? You know what? I'll tell you what, chat. Here, take this. Take this, chat. There you fucking go. You know what, chat? You know what else I can do? Hold on. I'll show you something, chat. I'll show you something. This is what I do when I get angry, chat. This is what I do. I flip the motherfucking table, chat. When I'm angry, I flip the table. But do you know what happens after I flip the table, chat? Do you know what happens after I flip the table? I feel bad about it, chat. So what I do is I put the table back. Alright, hold on. Is she confused? She has the confusion. She doesn't know what's happening. She doesn't know what's happening, chat. She doesn't understand your accent.
フォークンさん、ドラクエも赤狼も応援してます。頑張ってくださいのスーパーチャットありがとう、ナイスパン。黒いスケベさん、メラ打つときもこれからはメラゾーマではないメラだって打つと威力上がりますよ。わかりました。ありがとう。ユミズさん、スーパーチャットありがとう。ヒャドの最終進化系が500度参りね。
When is she getting the super chats? There's no... Oh, she did get super chats.
ランタロウさん。
なるほどなるほど、コハクちゃん。
昨日からね、引き続き見てくれてありがとう。ヒャドの最終進化系が500度参りです。昼休みにちょっと覗いただけなんで仕事に戻ります。頑張ってね。お昼休み見てくれてありがとう。ナイスパン。
Is she saying that you're spamming?
うん。赤狼はね、スチームでやってますよ。そうね、コラボというかお話できるようになるところまで来れたんだなみたいな。
Wish I could understand what she's saying.
すごくね、嬉しい。なんていうか、そういう方々にやっぱ活動者として認めて。
You know, it just came to me that maybe she doesn't speak English and you guys are talking to her, but she has no idea what you're saying.
ってもらえるっていうのかな。嬉しいですね。
We need a translator. We need a translator in the chat.
付き合ってもない女性にケイト・スペードの新作バッグをねだられています。買わないのですが、付き合い
I think she's trying to communicate, chat. I think she's trying to say something.
たいです。どうしたらいいですか？あ、それはね、
Hi V. Hello.
買わないで付き合えるように頑張りましょう。あなた自身がケイト・スペードの新作バッグ以上の価値をね、出せるようになりましょ
う。Okay, now the chat is going here.
これ何？海外日記お話ししてんのかな？
Is she confused?
おい。おい。
おい。
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 あ、ハイビーってこんにちはって意味なの？ごめん。タイムアウトしちゃった海外日記。ごめん。
タイムアウト？
でもなんか多分ね、これあれだわ。海外日記同士でお話ししてましたね、まあ。うん。なんで、まあ大丈夫でしょう、これは。はい。
I don't think she understands English, chat. これはボルフェ、これは
概要欄にも英語の翻訳を置いてた方がいい。ああ、確かに。みんな英語わかる？わかんない？英語わかんないんだけどさ。みんなわかる？英語。見てって言ったら見てくれる？
I think she's ignoring it, chat. I think she's ignoring you. She doesn't speak your accent. She speaks with a Spanish accent. No, sorry, not a Spanish. A Scottish accent. My bad. Speaks with a Scottish accent. Yes, the Japanese exchange language was an absolute failure. Ich. She said Kaigain Kiki. What does Kaigain Kiki mean? She deleted these comments, deleting English comments because she doesn't understand English. Get the fuck out! How can you watch anime if you don't understand English? I mean, the social justice activists at Funimation do a difficult job dubbing the anime so you can understand it without looking at the subtitles. If you try Salty Ian, she speaks English. Oh well. I don't know. Is Salty Ian even streaming right now? Let's see. I can't believe she deleted you guys. That is so bad. Why is she doing this? Why? Like I give her viewers. I increase her popularity. I pump her numbers. Okay, Salty Ian is there. Let's see. Oh my god. Oh, Salty Ian. Ooh. Wishikushi. Alright, chat. Here you go, chat. Don't say I never gave you anything, chat. Don't say I never gave you anything. Let's look at Salty Ian. Let's make Salty Ian happy.
还价
Alright.
不行，不可以吃零件，你们
Please don't say pushy, because Susan is going to misunderstand. The language barrier is not going to go well with Susan. She's going to demonetize my stream.
不可以，我刚才发现我的那个羽绒衣的那个拉链头橡胶做的，然后被它咬坏，然后它就这样吃。
Wait, is this this is not Japanese, chat? There is no konnichiwa going on here. It's more like Chinese.
那是橡胶又没有味道，你在吃什么？我不懂。怪兔子，我到底养到什么东西啊 ？But anyway， 我煮完了。
She said anyway.
是吧？我煮完了吧
I think it's a Canadian accent, chat.
是吧？接下来我们就可以进入那个环节。每次我想要调整那个头的位置的时候，他就。
I mean, look, if things aren't going the way they are, we're all going to have our accent soon.
我煮完了耶！我肚子磨牙磨得很凶，对啊，很奇怪，他什么都要拿去咬，怪怪的。
Oh, she's actually painting Gundams. Is this what she's doing? She's painting Gundams? This is so fucking cool.
Huh? V live stream. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Is this Canadian French? No. Hi. V loves your work. Who is V? Hi, but I have no idea who is V. Thank you for telling me.
Well, now you know.
Oh, hey.
And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe told me so.
Oh, hi. Hi, so you're V? Oh. I don't speak Scottish. Sorry, I mainly do Mandarin streams, but I can speak English as well. 眼镜部件啊，可能是眼睛是吗？
Look at that awesomeness. Look at the masterpiece that she is holding.
But this one, I think the eyes is red, right? Hi. 踢死 V?
Do you think it's a Gundam knows about her? Do you think it's a Gundam would appreciate if I DM her the channel? I don't think it's a Gundam looks at YouTubers though. That have virtual avatars. He likes the real shiznit from Twitch. She likes bringing his puppet every time he watches the Twitch girls.
Oh, you are V. Okay. Hi. I hope you enjoy the stream as well.
Oh,
but I'll just continue doing my thing.
You keep doing your thing. I
hey. Gorgeous avatar. Thank you. I made it myself.
Get the fuck out! That is no way. There is no way that you're this talented. So you're playing with Gundams. You're getting like the sexy Canadian accent thing going. And on top of that, you made this avatar yourself. God, nah. Like what? So you also did the rigging for it? Press X to doubt.
Okay, cool. Give me fans. Thank you. I'll be appreciated if you like me. I make songs. I compose my original songs. But I think you might need to stop flushing my chat, because people will. I think other audiences still want to talk to me.
Alright, you know what? Fine. If that's the way, if I'm getting kicked out, I'm getting kicked out. You know, I'm not welcome anyway. Been banned from all Face Connect channels. Goddamn knows why, though. I think I pissed off the management. The fish from Fish Connect is a little bit upset at me. And I'm willing to bet it's because someone impersonated me. Like, I have absolutely no idea what I did. But it is what it is, right? Now the Chinese VTubers are kicking me out. It's okay, chat. We have each other. Yes, the kick V meme is becoming real. Getting cancelled everywhere. Ah, fucking damn it, chat. I thought I had the connection. She's Taiwan? Oh, she's Taiwan. Get the... Oh my god. Dude, stop making her more awesome than she is. Okay, so she likes Gundams. She's got the sexy Canadian accent going. The VTube avatar looks original. And she made it herself. And on top of that, she's Taiwanese. I mean, Taiwan is #1. So, like, dude. You're busting my balls. Chat, you're busting my balls. I'm going to clench to the Bible now. This is what you did to me, chat. Hold on. I know the secret. Okay, when I get these feelings, what I do, because I'm not allowed anymore, you know? Like 5 years ago, I could have been interested, but right now I have this, chat. This is my medication, right here, right now. That's what I do. Hold on, let me open the drawer. I have one at handy. There we go. And I clench it to my chest. And I pray to Jesus. And Jesus gets at the wheel and drives me away. Steers me away from dirty, impure thoughts. Watch out, she might understand me. It's fine, she's not here. She doesn't know what's going on. She's with her chat. She wanted privacy. Apparently, we are not communicating properly. We are forcing her to speak in a different accent. Her singing is great too. Jesus Christ. Damn it, chat. I need to buy another Bible. I'm going to buy the sequel. I'm going to buy the Quran. My avatar should be Mormon Jesus. Holy shit. Should I delete the stream? Because some people are going to clip me. If China takes Taiwan, it would be very sad. If China takes Taiwan, she's the first person I'm going to think about. When I have thoughts and prayers, like, I will literally think of her. Wait, if she's that talented, why the fuck does she have only 40 people watching? Sequel? Nothing more than fanfiction? Ooh, that's blasphemous. You just got yourself banned from a lot of Islamic countries, mate. I wouldn't travel to some places after you said that, T-baggings. I don't think you're safe. She or he, I don't think it matters at this point. Flip a coin to decide whether to delete the stream. No, she wasn't Japanese. Apparently she was Taiwanese. Oh, she just started? I see. I should build a fort out of Bibles, yes. The CCP will steal her Gundams. God damn it! I will enlist. I will join NATO. I will not allow the CCP to commit that atrocity. There is no way the CCP is going to take away her Gundams. It's a human right for her to have her Gundams. Taiwan isn't that small. It's the size of Germany, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, though. I don't know. I don't want her to show boobs. I want her to remain pure and innocent, like an angel. She lives in California now? Okay, now you ruined it. Now you ruined everything. Oh my god, you know what? You didn't ruin it. You enticed it. That's my path to American citizenship right there. Yeah, the Gundam was the whole thing. Do you know there was a Chinese lady which apparently went like there was a flood and she went through the flooded streets in order to rescue her husband's Gundam collection, and I was like, get the fuck up. Salty Ian, a VTuber singing from far away. Would you walk with me? She's only got like 2,000 subscribers. If she's that talented, she should have more. It's a crime against streaming. What's going on there? What else we got here? Let's see. What is up with YouTube just pushing Japanese people on me today? She's ora-oraing?
ちょっとそれ欲しいな。ちょっとそれ。
I think this is the hour. This is the hour of the rising sun, chat. Every time I go like, okay, who's streaming? It's just Japanese people. Oh my god, someone's touching grass. Don't touch grass.
The jellyfish. I think I'll call the jellyfish for this.
Yeah, even Hololive is touch. All the Hololive girls are touching grass. There's nothing that I can watch. The only thing I can watch, I guess, is Japanese and Taiwanese people, but I don't understand what they're saying. They're speaking with a weird accent. All right. You don't need the Bible to touch grass. The Bible prevents you from touching grass. That's why I have it. The game has magic in it. It's demonic. It's who you search. Get the fuck out. It's not. Look. Look what I search for. VTuber Live. This is literally it. This is the search, right? And this is what I get. So we got like Ritorun-chan, the first one. And they're not even live. Like that's what pissed. Oh, there we have like someone awesome. Oh, 7 people watching. Streaming till 2,000 subs. Last live got wrecked at 70 hours, but this isn't over yet. Alright, let's see. What is this? Dude, this is not real. Get the fuck out. Wait, so she's like sleeping? Oh, dude, no. Can you imagine if I did that? I would have everyone unsubbing. How can some people do this? Like, how can some people just sleep, leave the stream open, and get subscribers? What is the magic? I want to know. I'm jealous. I want to steal that secret. How can you just go to sleep, have super chats rolling in, and get subscribers? What does she have that I don't, chat? And thank you. Thank you for liking the article that I wrote on Sarga's chat, Bilbo. I appreciate it. Hey, Rosa Koala, I'm going to do a collab with her. I don't know why was that, but it was disturbing. I don't feel the same after watching that. Yeah, like I know the Hassan Piker react videos where the chat is empty and there's just a microphone in front of the camera. But I don't know, like the ability to go to sleep, leave the stream open, and have positive interaction. Like I'm willing to bet if I go to sleep, all of you guys are going to fuck off, and you're going to have people unsubscribing. And I'm going to appear on various internet forums. It's like, oh my god, look at this guy. Acquire boing boing. You think that's that? So that's the secret. Having tits? I mean, I can get plastic. Sleeping VTubers is the new meta. Do you know that I found out something that baffled me? Apparently, like, there are OnlyFans that are VTubers. And I'm like, what the fuck? Isn't that just hentai? I will give you $5 of remorse, JD. I love your avatar, by the way. Oh my god, a Necrodeer. Isn't Necrodeer a VTuber? Hold on. Necrodeer. I think this is a channel, Necrodeer. Let me check it out. Hold on. Am I wrong? Necrodeer. Holy shit, I was right. Oh my god, I'm good. Damn, my memory. She plays Minecraft. Yes. She's got a really cool avatar as well. Do you go to sleep when you're streaming, Necrodeer? Do you do that? You should try it. Apparently it's the new shit. Why is it like this? Like, I'm the one watching VTubers, not the other way around. Who said you can watch me, Necrodeer? Doesn't work this way. I'm the one bringing people to your channel. I raided him before. I see. It is true, yes. Yes. And there was the other person there, which was like the Sage Master. Knew all the lore about me. It was kind of freaky. Frank, that was his name? Frank. I see. What if, okay chat, what if you talk in your sleep and you're VTubing and you talk in your sleep? Can you imagine that? That would be quality content. Right there and then. I wrenched it. Yes, I wrenched a VTuber. Do you know how weird it is to talk with a VTuber? Because like you look at them and they're like anime characters, right? Like you assume it's like an anime cartoon and shit. And then they DM you and you talk with them. It's like, holy crap, it's like a real person. The magic is gone. It's kind of like Uzaki-chan talking to you through the television. It fucks with your brain. I'm not saying that Frank was mean to me. What I'm saying is that he knew things about... Like, imagine, Necrodeer, you're going out on a date, right? And you want to surprise someone, and they have a dossier with your life. And they know everything you did. It's like, it's kind of creepy. It's like, what the fuck? Frank is pretty based. I don't know who Frank is, but apparently he knows who I am. I was a little bit disturbed. It's like, holy shit. The secret is sleep talking or sleepwalking. Can you imagine? Man, I always wanted to see someone sleepwalking. Like, what do you do if you're in a house that has stairways and you're sleepwalking? Like, can they even go down the stairs properly? I always wanted to scare a sleepwalker. Like, go like, boogity, boogity, boogity. That would be fun. That's the appeal? No, it's not the appeal. Oh my god, the VTubers know about IBS. Holy shit. Did Pippa talk to you? The mysteries of the internet are becoming public knowledge. Oh no, wait. Okay, Necrodeer doesn't know about IBM. Phew, I'm a little bit sleepy, haven't slept last night. It's early in the morning. I was like, oh, what the hell? You used to sleepwalk, stairs are not an issue. How do you do it though? Like, I can't go down the stairs when the light is off. I would kill myself. I did fell down the stairs once. Like, I got the stairs with, it's not marble, but it's like shiny stone. I don't know what the fuck it is. But anyway, right, so I go down the stairs. And one day I'm coming out of the shower. And my wife goes like, don't go down the stairs because you're going to slip. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not going to slip. Like, I'm just going to go down the stairs to prove you that I can. Like, what do you think, I'm 5? You think I can't go down a flight of stairs? Then I whoop! And then I fell. It hurt. I had a big bruise for like a couple of days. My entire back was black. I'm like, honey, I fell. And like, I think she saw the top of her skull because she eye rolled so hard. After she finished panicking, of course, because I haven't paid the house mortgage, so. I mean, at the end of the day, the job that I do doesn't require for me to have walking capacity, so it wasn't that bad, but still. And then it's fine, because I heard that the neighbor, like all the houses here, they're built the same. It's like it's communism, like they come from an assembly line. So I heard that my neighbor fell, and then I heard that another neighbor fell as well, and it's like, you know what? Maybe it's not me. But I do expect that eventually, in this neighborhood, at one point, someone is going to end up with the hospital. Like, the stairs are going to defeat someone. Hopefully it's not me, but I think it's going to happen. You know what? I should have used that excuse. I fell because I wanted to, not because my wife warned me not to fall. I saw sleepwalkers get filmed making sandwiches and doing laundry. Yeah, I saw that too. It's so weird. I never knew a person sleepwalking before. Salty Ian is in the chat. Get the fuck out. Is Salty Ian in the chat? This is... Who gave her permission? Why are all the VTubers coming to my chat now? It's not authorized. Damn it. I'm the one going to VTubers chat and making them famous and popular and shit. That doesn't work the other way around. Why is she in the chat? She's making me nervous. I'm not used to attention. I'm the one stalking. I don't like being stalked. I'm joking, by the way. Salty Ian, nice channel. Hello, Salty. I love the Gundams. Really great. Do you know the YouTuber? It's a Gundam. It's very popular. It's got like 200,000 subscribers. I'm going to show him your Gundam. He's going to judge it. He's going to give it a grade. Do you also color them or do you just play with them? It is a full circle. Now it's revenge. Yes. The revenge raid. I am not entertaining. I am entertained. I just entertain myself is what I do. See, now I can say gamer words and get Salty Ian into trouble. I can say the famous PewDiePie line, which brought the apocalypse. Don't love me, I have a wife. Damn it, I already... You know what I did, Salty Ian? Like, when I found out that you're singing, and you're from Taiwan, and you have, like, that beautiful avatar and shit, do you know what I did? I'll tell you what I did. Considering that I'm a married man, I bought one of these. This is what I did. The King James version. Keeps me safe. It's dangerous without it. The temptation rises. I don't know anything other than it's a Gundam versus Pokimane thing. Give Salty Ian a wrench. You know what? Why not? Now I can see her. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. But now I have 2 VTubers in the chat. I guess I'll need to buy the Quran. By the way, so like there's this VTuber which I'm going to collab with, and now she's calling me daddy. Like, it's so fucking weird. It's like I'm interacting with VTubers, and one of them imprinted on me and followed me home. I don't know how I will explain it to my wife. Like, if she actually watches one of her streams and it's like, oh, daddy's in the chat. And what the fuck? It's Rosa Coatl, by the way. And I'm like, why? Well, I didn't fuck her mom. I don't know why she says that. But it's cringe. I'm cringing when I hear it. Yeah, I feel like an isekai protagonist. Yeah, like a duckling. You know, like if you see when a duckling hatches, they imprint on you and then they follow you around. They think you're daddy, I guess, or mommy, or whatever. I did not pay her money. No, like when I found her, she was so small she couldn't even have super chats because her channel was growing, right? So for those of you who don't know, like Ian, for example, recently I started raiding people, like people who are having like very few viewers. When I have like 500 or 600 people watching, I go to other VTubers that are small, and, you know, I give them views, and people were giving super chats and stuff. Like, it's really wholesome. It's good stuff. So, like, there was this VTuber, for example. He had only 5 people watching, and after I raided him, you know, he's getting super chats, like $50, $100. He's making money. He calls his mom. His mom wouldn't believe it. So that's what I did recently, and I did it to a lot of VTubers. And like one of them imprinted on me. Like one of them is following me around. Calls me daddy. I'm not grooming them. I'm not doing anything. It's like, it's up to them to be entertaining. I just bring people to them. If people like them, then they keep watching. Yeah, so small she couldn't have super chats. Like, you need to have, I think, 10,000 hours of watch time. No, sorry, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 10,000 hours of watch time, yes. You know what? At this point, I think I am the Don of VTubers. Like, if I had Arch going, it's like, hey V, I want to do the Archcast and I don't have someone to stream with. And I'm like, it's okay, I'll give you one of my girls. And you know, it's good. Like, Arch has, oh yeah, you know what? Salty Ian, now that you're here, how would you like to go on the Archcast? It's a YouTube channel that has around 200,000 subscribers. It can promote your channel. Like, you go there, you talk to Arch. He talks about Warhammer 40k. I'm pretty sure you can talk about Gundams. It's like a talk show thing. And you can be there. You can have a conversation with the lad, and yeah. He can link your channel and you can get a couple more subscribers. Let me show you the guy's channel. Hold on. He was asking me. It's like, I need guests. And I'm like, okay. Oh, he's got 250,000 subscribers. Oh, Dios mío, he's grown. So this is the channel, right? He's talking about Warhammer and stuff. And the Archcast is his secondary channel.
Amazon.
Shut up. Silence, Arch. This is the one. Hey, we are the rebels. He wants you to join him. So if you're interested in appearing on his show, let me know. I'll set it up. I'll do the meeting. Alright, well, DM me on Twitter. My Twitter is not __V. And I'll talk to Arch. But the problem is, that is a problem. He speaks English. I know you speak English, but I think your channel is in Canadian. Like, you have a weird accent. I can't make it up. And you would get English subscribers, so I don't know. But the last person that went there got around 1,000 subscribers boost, so... Arch's accent makes no sense. Arch speaks English, he speaks Norwegian, he speaks Japanese, he speaks German. I think he might speak a little bit of Spanish, but I'm not sure. So yeah, 2 underscores. 1 is not enough. Yeah, I know she speaks English, but she's got a channel where she speaks Canadian. And if she gets English-speaking people there, they won't understand Canadian. So it's going to derail her chat. Like, it's up to her if she wants to or not. Look, Necrodeer loves Canada. She went there 2 times. We're talking about the Canadian island that's next to China. And apparently the Chinese government doesn't recognize it. It's fine, Salty Ian. Like, you don't have to advertise your channel. You can just go there and talk to the man. This is like something that I don't understand. People say that Arch has a fake English accent. Like, how can he have a fake accent if it's not his native tongue? Like, he had to learn English. Of course it's fake. Is Salty Ian still streaming? Let me... Hold on. Oh, she's not. She's not streaming. Oh, she stopped streaming. Alright. I was afraid that she's stream sniping me. Okay. Let's see what else we got. No one else is streaming at this hour. And I don't even have the power to rate people. Only 190 watching. I need like 500 or 600 to do it. Like a proper rate. So I guess we won't be doing it today. But yeah, so you should contact me on Twitter. My DMs are open. And I'll hook you up with Arch. Or I can invite you to my stream as well sometime when you're free. Oh, and Arch actually plays Warhammer 40k with other YouTubers. It's like Dungeons and Dragons in the 40k world. Like, if you're interested in that, he could probably have you on. He usually gets like 500, 600 people watching, so it's a very popular show. Start emailing people to notify my live streams. Yeah, YouTube doesn't like it when I live stream. Susan doesn't let the word out. She's probably against Romanians or something, because every time I live stream, people message me like, I didn't get notifications. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? What is the name of the screensaver I'm using? I don't know, Cyberpunk something something. Go on Steam and buy, what is it called? Wallpaper Engine. It costs around $2, but it's the best $2 you'll ever spend. But thank you, Salty. I appreciate it. People keep asking me about the screensaver. And by the way, the screensaver, like, you can filter out the anime. Like, there's a lot of screensavers with anime, but I don't use them because Susan doesn't like them. Do you know that on Patreon, they consider anime girls to be pedophilia? Like, when I saw it, I was like, what the fuck? So there was, like, this Patreon terms of service that even, like, Uzaki-chan is problematic. And I'm like, get the fuck out. But, you know, it tells you a lot about the people at Patreon. Okay. Now I want to have a Gundam. Why don't I have a Gundam? I missed my childhood. Let me show you something about Gundams. All right. Let me bring up a news about Gundams. This is what Chinese women do. All right? Like when you think about the stereotypical Chinese woman, this is what you need to think about, chat. There's even video evidence because people don't believe it. Look at this. Woman rescues husband Gundam collection in raft with her dog in China flood. I mean, if the Three Gorge Dam bursts open, your Gundam collection is safe with a wife like this. Many relationships often see a tug of war between a geek and their spouse. What the fuck is this, the 90s? No. Over just how geeky their household can be. One would consider themselves lucky just to be able to buy a figure or two to display in their homes. Others, not so much. Who the fuck are you marrying with? Like, you can display whatever you want in your home. What? Do Westerners experience this trouble? It's like, just because you're married doesn't mean you don't have your own space anymore. Like, for example, this room is mine. Right? My wife has a different room. It's bigger than mine, but still. And I can put whatever I want in here. As long as it's decent. I guess if I were to put a dildo on the table, she'd complain. But other than that, if I want to put Gundams, goddammit, there will be Gundams. But you know your spouse is truly a keeper when she goes out of the way just to save your precious, precious collection of all things. Man, this is expensive. I mean, in Romania, a Gundam collection is quite expensive. I probably wouldn't be able to afford it. So I can understand why they're saying it's precious. Especially if it's vintage. So we got Yudong. I can't pronounce this, but I'll try. Chongqing. Is this correct? Chongqing? Yudong Chongqing, China, with a massive flood, the biggest one in southern China since 1981, ravaged many homes. It looks like Romania under the flood season, unironically. Do you know what's interesting in the flood season? So there's people that build their houses next to rivers, and then the river overfloods and it ruins their house, right? So the government pays the money to buy another house. Do you know where they build it? Next to that fucking river. I never understand these people. It's like they're attached to the land or something. It's like they dropped anchor and they're solidified in the ground. And do you know what happened next year? Oh, the river floods again. Their house is destroyed. Oh, the government pays them again. That's my taxpayer money. I'm not, into being a heartless person or whatnot, but like, come on. At one point, you have to realize, like, why can't I build my house up the hill? If I'm being paid to start anew, might as well start it on the fucking hill. But whatever, it is what it is. So, apparently their city was still half submerged in water when a woman literally went out of her way to go back to her home to save her husband's mobile Gundam collection. Look at the lucky mother. Look at this. This is, you know what this is, chat? You know what this is? This is called love. Right here. This is called absolute love. You can't buy, money can't buy this shit. She then managed to hoist herself up the second floor of their apartment by smashing through the windows. Oh my god. If there's a famine, she can also feed the house. She can smash the window for the neighbor. Cutting her finger in the process. And retrieved all the boxes of her husband Gundam figures and paddled back to where her husband was. The husband, a non-swimmer, had already intended on abandoning his collection, but his wife happened to be a Gundam enthusiast and builder of Zaku mobile suits. Instead of rescuing them, claiming to be a long-distance swimmer herself, she decided to take matters into her own hands. Holy shit. Holy shit. Disney doesn't make stories this good. I 100% agree. Do you like Razor Fist? You been Stick Saxon Hammer? I love his channel. I don't know too much, but my family has still kept their ancestral house in China. They should sell it, because the housing bubble market there, yikes. I mean, ever since the Evergrande incident. I should make a video of that on my political channel. Evergrande is what it's called. Like, here's the thing, like Chinese people. Let me show you something about China. Okay, we're talking about China, or mainland Taiwan, as I like to call it. But a lot of people look at this and they find it bizarre. It kind of looks like dystopian, not even apocalyptic. Yes, this is the apocalyptic scenery, huh? So you got these interesting buildings in the middle of goddamn nowhere. A lot of people go, it's like, why don't homeless people live there? Because, like, okay, you live there. Where do you get food from? There's nowhere to buy food. There's nowhere to buy food. You don't have water. There's no appliances. And there's many such ghost cities. So you gotta wonder, it's like, why is that a thing? Well, it turns out that the Chinese people, they don't have much faith in the government. I mean, if you ask them, they have a lot of faith in the government. But when you see how they're acting, they don't. So what they do is it's kind of like how Westerners buy Bitcoin in order to buy it cheap and sell it more expensive. Chinese do that with property, right? So you have various construction sites which lend money from the banks, and then they build these buildings, right? Now, these buildings obviously aren't meant to be habitable, but some person buys it in the hope that they will sell it later to a sucker, right? So when you're young, like myself, you buy an apartment here, and when you're old, you sell the apartment, and that's your pension. So they keep doing this, right? Now, I don't think I need to mention that it sounds like a Ponzi scheme, right? Like, you're buying something useless in the hope that another sucker is going to buy it more expensive. And when a lot of people keep doing that, eventually, the market crashes. And that's the Evergrande crash that you heard about. That's part of the reason. And when the market crashes, when everyone does this, their pensions are fucked. It's not good, chat. It happened in Japan as well. They still haven't recovered. But in Japan, it wasn't that bad. Like, this is massive. Which means that the company, if they go bankrupt, they can't repay the banks. Which means that the banks are going to have problems. And then it's a domino effect. So, that's the thing. If I was in China, I'd sell my house right now. I've been to something like a ghost city last time, and it's so uncanny with a giant empty mall with 4 people walking around. Yeah, it's freaky as shit. Real Chinese powerhouse buy property in the United States. Yes, the rich are not affected by that, but the overwhelming amount of people are. Like, the overwhelming amount of people, they don't have the money to buy in the US, or they don't know how to do it, or they lack the convenience. The banks get bailed out by the US government. Dude, if I see the US government bailing out Chinese banks, I will say that, okay, you know what? I lived on this planet long enough. I have seen everything. I don't think they own Bitcoin. Didn't the Chinese government ban Bitcoin? Yeah, in Japan, the buildings were real cities. That's a good point. You're homeless, Brian? I'm sorry to hear that. Are you in Romania? Do you need a couch? Unironically. The rich and middle class of China are the ones that buy those apartments. What, like the ghost ones? Yes. Does Salty have an apartment like that? Let's ask. Salty Ian, do you have an apartment in a ghost city in China? They have the digital one. It's not fully operational from what I understand. But the cyberpunk dystopia is coming. I don't think Salty Ian is still here anymore, chat. You bored her. I blame you, chat. You didn't entertain her, now she's gone. My one and only stalker. I wouldn't let him stay in the gazebo. I would give him my couch, but Obviously, there would be a contract in which he indentures himself into slavery for me. You know what I hate about the whole information thing coming from China, like talking about Serpenza? The fact that Chinese people can't talk on the Western internet, right? Like, the only way you can find a Chinese person is either if it's from Taiwan or if it's a person that is using a VPN. But they're very rare, right? So you can't really know what's going on in China. Like, sure, you might have like a couple of YouTubers like China Uncensored, but it's only one side of the story. Like, you don't know what the other people say, right? Like, I never spoke with a Chinese nationalist, for example, like someone that actually likes the CCP. The only people that I spoke with are either neutral or they hate the CCP. So it would be interesting to at least hear their side of the story. Yeah, which one of you got salty to leave? I didn't like her presence at first, but then I grew accustomed. At least I still have the deer. The goat is still here. The necro goat. Oh my god, she's still here. Holy shit, you scared me. The chat is saying you're from Taiwan. Is that true? People thought I died when I was trapped in mainland China. You mean mainland Taiwan? You know, it's actually, like, if you look at the Chinese history, many people don't know it. They had the Chinese Revolution there between the communists and the normal people. And the normal people, they sought refuge in Taiwan. But that's like the legit Chinese government. So it's like, it's not that Taiwan is part of China. No, China is part of Taiwan. Am I correct, Salty? Am I? Let's see. Oh, she is. Is my history correct? I don't know if you do politics. Like, most VTubers stay away from politics. Like it's the death of them. Especially if you find a VTuber that has a company. Like, they're like, oh my god, I'm not talking about this. Oh, politics. Oh. Okay. You know, I understand. Boundaries. It's very important. Consent. Taiwan is best. Yeah, Taiwan is actually, I think it's responsible for over 90% of the entire chip manufacturing in the world. So everything from computers, telephones, cars, like everything has a chip. So it's also one of the world's biggest trade hubs. And it's a fortress. So it's really cool. Oh, I am correct. Oh my god. See, now I have confirmation. Chat, do you see? I'm not giving you fake news. Like, everything that I talk is true. Do you know CCP thugs beat up a family friend for making fun of the appearance of a government-funded building and dropped him on the side of the road in the morning? My god, that sounds like the Romanian secret police back in the day. So we actually, let me show you something about the Romanian secret police. Hold on. There's actually a commercial which still glorifies it. So, a lot of Westerners don't even understand that this is possible. So this is a chocolate commercial, but it's made in a way that most people who lived through communism here, they get the reference. Because, like, everyone knows about a case similar to this. So you got this guy eating a chocolate bar, and he's dressed like a hippie. Now, within communism, despite the fact that a lot of rock bands in the West were very progressive, like they had left-leaning attitudes, the communists hated rock and roll, they banned it. Not because of the fact that they disagreed with the lyrics, but because it humanized the Westerner. Because it created, like, the connection between the communist ideology and the Western ideology, right? So humanizing the Westerner was bad. No, like, the West is evil. NATO is evil, right? Like, that's what the Russians wanted their satellite governments to think. So this guy is definitely not okay. The attire is wrong, and he's got long hair. So he's eating the chocolate. And then you have like the Securitate, like they were driving these very different car models. Like it's not that you couldn't afford to buy a car like them. It wasn't available. Like behind the Iron Curtain, they drove certain models of cars that when you saw them, you know that they're the secret police. So they come out, they literally throw him in the car. And by the way, like this, if it actually happened, like if you saw someone, you didn't talk about it, you pretended that you didn't see it. Because then they would throw you in a car as well. So he's being taken away. And the guy says the party wants your head shaved, rocker. So they're shaving him. And then they throw him back out. And the thing is, there are actual cases where this happened. Now, not obviously like shaving. No, like the communists would call it apply it a correction. You know, like you had certain people which had the wrong mindset that was incompatible with the multilateral developed society of socialist Romania. And in order to fix their thinking, they would apply a correction. So the Romanian expression is like when life was at the fullest, when you are the happiest, you would find yourself tied up, thrown into a car, and then arrive at a section where they would apply the correction, and then they would return you to where they found you from. And most people, they actually complied, you know, like they changed their ideology like that. They, you know, from a capitalist, they became a very good, productive member of socialist society. Yeah, the female version has the police give her a new dress. They turned him Slav, yeah. Well. Now people in Taiwan feel bad to be connected with China because they stink. Ooh, salty. Careful with those words if you want to visit the mainland. This commercial is fake. Too many people wearing Western jeans in it. I agree. Like jeans were a symbol of status. They didn't sell jeans. But if you knew someone that was a captain of a ship and he would trade with other countries like Turkey, then you could get access to jeans. What kind of chocolate commercial was it? It's called Rom. And it was a chocolate that was being sold in communism. In fact, it was one of the only chocolates which you could buy. Yeah, I'll show you the new dress. All right, fine. I'll show you the other commercial, the female version. So the female version has this Pokemon Misty looking character. And again, it's the same problem, right? It's the attire. And this shows the great leader visiting a school. And he would actually do that. Like, he would visit schools. He would visit factories. And, you know, it has the goons next to him. And this is how the children, they were called the hawks of the people. It was kind of like Hitler Youth, but for communists. And they had the uniforms and everything. And the Romanian flag, like, they encouraged hyper-nationalism. So the great dear leader sees her. And he says, we do not accept such degeneracy. This is a provocation. She's poisoning the mind of the youth. And then says, get her out of here. So she's being offered proper clothing. And now she's made into a proper communist lady. But yeah, it was like that. Like, you would actually get spanked by the professors if you dress like that. They would sell the hair as a wig and export it to the US. I heard rumors about it. Not the US, it was Western Germany. But I heard rumors about it. That the communists were actually selling the hair from hairstylists The thing is, but the economy was so shit that I kind of believe this story. Like, they probably had underhanded deals like that. But again, it was a rumor. Like, no one actually confirmed it. See, you say free clothes, but it's not like people lacked clothing. They lacked food, though. Yeah, so the teachers would actually apply a correction as well. Like, the teacher was allowed to hit you in communism. What my teacher used to have is like this big, thick ruler. And she would make you hold out your hand and she would smack you as hard as possible. And she was kind of sadistic because I saw her face and she enjoyed it. Like, you could see that she was taking pleasure from it. And usually if you told your parents that the teacher spanked you, then the parents would spank you as well. So most people just kept quiet. But yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, she was a very sadistic woman. What do you think of Robert Barnes' take on trust being screwed? I don't know. What happened to the chocolate? You can still buy it. It tastes awful. But I guess it's the nostalgia moment. You get to feel like you're back in communism when you eat that chocolate. Why sell hair? They already made bank from trafficking women. They actually did traffic a woman to an African cannibal. So let me find the story. Okay, so her name was Gabriela, and Gabriela was part of the secret police. She was a higher up, like an officer or something. And there's this South African king who was a cannibal. Not as an insult, like he actually ate his enemies. And this is not an accusation, like this is proven and whatnot. You know, like it's legit. Like he admits it, like it's not that he was ashamed. And in a visit to Romania, he falls in love with this Secret Service lady, which was assigned as his entourage. And he tells the dear leader that he's going to give him diamonds, and he's going to have a contract between the two countries if he is allowed to have her as his wife. So the dear leader goes like, okay, well, why not? And he literally sold her. Now, of course, you know, you can say, well, she could have said no, but she probably thought about her family at home, right? Because it's a socialist government. So the deal was like she can either go and fulfill her duty to the motherland, or she can say no, and then there's consequences. So she didn't say no. It's very difficult for Westerners just to grasp what it means to live under a dictatorship. I mean, just so you can understand, the son of the dear leader ran over a woman because he drove while being drunk, and he ran over her on the street walk, and the press didn't report about it, the police didn't do anything about it. It's only when the regime fell that people found out about it. So that's what it means to be in a dictatorship. Was she happy? Well, I don't know. No, he didn't eat her. He would only eat his enemies. But yes, the king married a glowy. That is correct. Hello, long rich one. Welcome to the chat. He did not eat her. Disney doesn't even write stories that good. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like some of the things happening under communism were never possible for the human brain to even conceive them. So that's why a lot of communist things are more impressive than any movie you see. Ruth Smith, thank you for the membership. Let me give you a wrench as well. He took a nibble. Christ. I mean, it's just like the funny thing is that the communists were saying that only through communism can gender equality be achieved. Like, there is no feminism without communism. And then you hear that story. After domestic dispute, I think he would only eat her if she tried to usurp his power, right? Like, if she were to try to create a civil war or something. You know what? I'm going to create an inflation of wrenches so that one day I do the great wrench set. The wrench setting. And then you'll not have it. Look, it's not a drunk stream. Why do people keep assuming I'm drunk? I'm drunk with life and happiness. Alright. Let me see if there's another VTuber I can abuse. See if someone's streaming at this hour. If YouTube wants to show me. Everyone from HoloLive, honest to God, they keep playing Elden Ring. There's other games you can play. I can't get my entertainment anymore. Every single one of them. No exception. So wholesome when you find a Taiwanese YouTuber which plays with Gundams. It's like, at least it's not Elden Ring. Yeah, no. There's no one else streaming at this hour. You're stuck with me, chat. Do you know what this is called? It's called a trapped audience. There's nowhere you can go. Corporations gotta corporate. I have no idea how it's like for corporate VTubers, like if they can choose their content or if they're forced to. I think they're forced to collab though. Like that's one of the worst things ever. Like, imagine being forced to play with another person that you might not like. It's 10 a.m. Entropic. Reject HoloLive. Embrace Face Connect. Man, I'm banned from all the Face Connect channels. I don't know why. They said I'm too political. And again, I think like someone did an impersonation of me and went over there. But to be honest, I kind of get why I'm banned. See, my brain is trying to rationalize it now. I'm trying to cope. But like, I would go into Pipa's chat, right? Like, let's say she's got like 200 people watching. And I just say hello. And everyone is just talking about me, like completely derailing the entire chat. Making Pipa feel less important. So maybe that's why, I don't know. I don't know what I did. I genuinely don't. Like, I'm banned from Face Connect channels I never been to. So I assume that someone else, because this is why I think that someone was impersonating me, because I've been told by people in DMs, it's like, hey V, you like the, so it was like, hey V, like I saw you in the chat with Uruka yesterday, and I'm like, I didn't go there, what the fuck? So it is what it is. But it's either that or the fact that I mean, I can go incognito, but I don't wanna. You know, it's like it doesn't bother me. To be honest, it's more relaxing that way because being a YouTuber, I know it sounds difficult to believe, but at least the channels that I go towards, like the social circle that I spin around, everyone knows me. It's not that I'm very famous, like I'm not Keemstar level of fame or anything, but like the channels that I frequent, people know me, right? So when I say something in the chat, everyone talks about me. And it's annoying because I just want to be like, sometimes I just want to be like a normal chat user. I want to be anonymous without people knowing who I am. It's okay, you will always have Heaven X. You know what? That's true. That's what you get for not getting wrenched in the VTubers chat. Probably. No, don't unsub from people. They keep sub. They just... Dude, if... look, here's the thing. I introduce you to VTubers. If you like their content, sub to them. If you don't like their content, don't. Like, don't take into account what I'm saying. Please don't sub to a channel just because I told you to. Like, go watch a channel. If you like it and you appreciate it, sub to it. Yeah, like yesterday, exactly. You know, like they were playing Uno, I'm there, everyone is giving attention to me, it's creeping me out. Rosa Coatl calls me daddy, I'm cringing. I did not fuck her mom, I did not. I'm not a simp, I just bought all of Pipa's merch. Why the fuck would you do... What is wrong with people? Okay, so she makes a mouse pad, which I can't even show on YouTube because Susan would probably demonetize the stream. But she's got a mouse pad with feet. Who buys mouse pads with feet? Like, buy a mouse pad with either breast or ass like a normal person. Why would you buy a mouse pad with feet? Like, that is the forever alone mouse. Like, okay. At least Necrodeer, I assume you're a woman, okay? I mean, on the internet, everyone can be Santa Claus. You know, I get it. Like, you got the digital burqa, which is the VTube avatar, I understand. But, if you were a guy, and let's say you're forever alone. So, you're forever alone, you want a girlfriend, you're desperate, and like, the best thing you can do is buy a mouse pad, because you like Pippa. Okay. So now you have a mouse pad, right? And you forget about it. Because that's how it is. You buy a mouse pad and you forget about it, and it's there. But then, you actually manage to stumble into greatness. You accidentally manage to find a significant other that actually wants to come to your house. You can't believe your luck. You manage to seduce a woman, accomplishment, right? You're not an incel anymore. And she comes to your house, and she sees the goddamn abomination. She sees the horror that your mouse is resting on. How are you going to explain that? There is absolutely no words in Elvish, Entish, or the tongues of men that can explain away that eldritch horror. Again, if it was a mousepad with boobs like normal people, you could say, well, I have it as a joke. But that thing is unexplainable. No woman is going to ever respect you as a man if they see something like that in your bedroom. You would not steal their mousepad. There is no way. Necrodeer likes feet. Okay, so you're that type of people. All right. Fine. I'm judging you just so you know. And you know what? Jesus is judging you as well. You shove it in your pocket. Well. Communist bandit. Hashtag am I right? No, like, Opie is the way. I'm sorry. It's like, there is not even a discussion. Like, I would be able to remotely entertain the conversation between ass and breast. But someone who likes feet, like, if you don't even have the basics, how can you talk about more advanced stuff? Jesus was a feet man. It's in the... I can't refute that. I can't refute that shit. Fuck you, chat. I'm out.